Instant match reaction. Everton 1, Crystal Palace 1 at Goodison Park. Another opportunity goes passing by for Everton Football Club in the race for Europe. The fact that we're even in a race for Europe just shows how bad the Premier League has been this season. Abysmal, absolutely abysmal once again from Everton Football Club. This home form continues where we just seem absolutely dreadful at Goodison Park. And I said it, I think, after the Burnley results, and I'll say the same again. I don't want to play another game at Goodison Park this season. Please, 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 can we play away from home every single week? Because that was just an absolute embarrassment once again. The amount of chances we had in that first half, be it Dominic Calvert-Lewin having one-on-one opportunities and missing them. I mean, for as much as I love Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and I really do, I think he's a fantastic footballer, and I think he's got a lot of learning to do, and I think he's done a lot of learning, and he's come a long way. You simply can't have a striker who can't put the ball in the net from one-on-one opportunities in a race for European football. You can't have that. He needs to be better. He absolutely needs to be better. Richarlison today couldn't finish his dinner either. We must have had about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shots on target in that first half. And don't get me wrong, the Palace goalkeeper Gaeta made a couple of really good saves, but let's be honest, none of them really troubled them. The finishing today was abysmal, absolutely abysmal. Like I said, that first half was dross. Absolutely dross. You simply can't have that many opportunities in a Premier League game of football and expect ultimately to deserve to go on and win. We didn't deserve to win that game. We didn't deserve to win that game at all. You can't have 73 shots on target in the first half and not finish any one of them and then expect to go on and win the game of football. James Rodriguez puts us one up with a really, really nice finish after a good bit of play. But let's be honest, if it wasn't James Rodriguez on the end of it, it'd have been missed again. You know, we're in a fight for Europe. We're talking about potentially playing in the Europa League next season. I mean, if we'd have won today, we'd have gone 2 points behind the top 4 places with a game in hand. If we'd have won today on our game in hand, we'd be in the top 4. That just shows how bad this Premier League has been this season. We don't deserve to be in the top 4. We've got 2 strikers who couldn't finish the dinner. It was abysmal today. It was absolutely awful again. You know, like I said, Palace didn't have an awful lot of the ball in the first half. Kevin Friend was lashing yellow cards out left, right and centre. May as well have just come on the pitch in a Palace shirt, to be perfectly honest with you, because he didn't hide his bias one bit. But we go in at half-time, and I said it on Twitter, this could be the most important half-time team talk that Carlo Ancelotti has had all season. And we come out in the second half, and again, we had opportunities, we were getting the ball forward, we were bringing it forward, we were trying to create it, and ultimately we go 1-0 up. 25 minutes, half an hour to go, we go 1-0 up. It's a great bit of play by Richarlison and Luca Dean. Richarlison flicks it into Deeney, plays it across the box. Sigurdsson shots blocked. Dom doesn't get on the end of it. Seamus Coleman picks it up, plays it into James, and James slots it brilliantly into the back of the net. 1-0, and you're thinking, right, okay, Palace haven't had an awful lot here. They had 1 or 2 opportunities before it, but they haven't had an awful lot. Just go out and hold this out now. Go and get another goal maybe. But we should have known from the 35 chances that we missed in the first half that we weren't going to go and get another goal in the second half after that one. And all of a sudden, Crystal Palace just stepped it up a little bit, and ultimately Everton couldn't deal with that. We couldn't deal with a mid-table, no disrespect to Crystal Palace, but we couldn't deal with a mid-table Crystal Palace side stepping it up a little bit. And we're talking about being in a fight for Europe. We're talking about being in a fight for potentially the Champions League. And we can't deal with, mid-table sides putting their foot on the gas a little bit in the second half, looking for an equaliser. I thought the substitutions today baffled me. Absolutely baffled me. Seamus Coleman, arguably the best player on the pitch in an Everton shirt today, comes off for Ben Godfrey. Now, I can only assume Seamus Coleman was brought off because he's not fit enough to play 90 minutes. And if that's the case, then there's not much you can do about it. He played 3 times for Ireland in the international break. But if that's not the case, if that was a tactical substitution, it's a dreadful, dreadful tactical substitution, because Seamus Coleman, probably along with Yerry Mina, was our best defender today by a mile. Mason Holgate again was alright, but his distribution is about as good as mine, and let's be honest, mine isn't very good. And Seamus come off, and he looked okay when he come off. That's what I'm talking about. Whether it was a tactical substitution or not, because it wasn't like he was tired, and it wasn't like he looked knackered. It wasn't like he was, he walked off gingerly. He looked absolutely fine, and I thought he had a really, really good game today. It was a fantastic assist for James' goal. And I thought, like I said, I thought he worked really well. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it was a bad substitution to bring Ben Godfrey on, but you could have took Michael Keane off, you could have took Mason Holgate off, you could have even taken Yerry Mina off before Seamus Coleman, and I think Yerry Mina had a decent game as well, to be honest with you. But then as soon as You know, obviously Andre Gomez goes off in the first half for Gylfi Sigurdsson. Forgot to mention that one, to be honest, because I completely forgot. Andre Gomez started the game. Again, dross, absolute dross. I think he must have been carrying that injury from minute one, to be honest with you. He played one good ball into Richarlison, who fluffed it. But other than that, the counter-attack in the opening 5 minutes, 10 minutes is dreadful. It's absolutely Sunday League stuff. I could see Richarlison was standing offside in my living room. I could see he was miles offside. You're 6 minutes into a game of football and you haven't got the energy to carry that ball further, or to at least carry it to a point where you know whether you're going to pass it to is an offside. You could see as soon as Gomez picked that ball up from, I think it's Milivojevic who makes the mistake in the midfield, you can see he's knackered. He's looking for a pass already. He's knackered. 6 minutes in. If you are tired 6 minutes into a game, you cannot be playing. You cannot be starting. The pass is dreadful. You can clearly see Richarlison's offside. Don't get me wrong, Richarlison should hold his line an awful lot better, but Gomez should be running with that. That's the first chance. We could have been 1-0 up comfortably, 3-on-1 there, and we cocked it up completely by playing it into a player who was miles offside. Dom has a 1-on-1 a couple of minutes later. Again, Dominic Calvert-Lewin's composure in front of goal is abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. He's very, very good, Dom, when he hasn't got time to think, when he's got to snap at shots, when he's got to get his foot on the end of it, like the goal against Man United at Old Trafford. Whenever he's got more than 5 seconds to think, he misses all the time. All of the time. I love Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and I think he could go on to be a fantastic striker, but he won't go any further than a decent Premier League striker until he can start to finish one-on-one opportunities. There's another 2 or 3 chances there that, if you're comparing Dominic Calvert-Lewin to the best strikers in the country, look at Harry Kane yesterday. Albeit, I know Tottenham threw it away, but Harry Kane scores an hat-trick tonight comfortably, absolutely comfortably an hat-trick. It's not good enough by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Richarlison wasn't much better. Dreadful by him. Like I said, Sigurdsson come on, done okay. Godfrey come on, shouldn't have come on for Coleman, but done alright. And then the Gbamin substitution. Look, first and foremost, I want to say, welcome back to Jean-Philippe Gbamin. It was amazing to see him, wearing that Everton shirt and coming back on the pitch at Goodison Park for the first time in 2 years. It was brilliant to see, but it's a dreadful substitution by Carlo Ancelotti. I'm going to say it straight. You might agree with me, you mightn't agree with me, but I'll tell you straight now, that's an awful substitution by Carlo Ancelotti. He shouldn't have been put on that pitch. He should never have been put on it. If we were 4 or 5-0 up, if we'd scored even 10% of those chances we had in the first half and we were 2 or 3, 4-0 up, then I'd say, yeah, bring Gbamin on, brilliant, gets him some minutes, gets his confidence back up. Don't really need James because he's done his job. Yeah, brilliant, sound. We were 1-0 up and it was clear at that point that Palace were chasing the game. Eze had already had a shot which was saved well by Olsen. I think one was defended brilliantly by Yerry Mina. Yerry Mina slides in fantastically to deny Batshuayi after he come on. And Carlo Ancelotti's bringing a lad on who hasn't kicked the ball in a competitive manner for over 2 years. No under-23s games before it. No, I don't know what goes on at training, but from what I believe, no real competitive training games at USM Finch Farm other than the ones that usually take place. Why he's coming on in a game where the opposition team is chasing an equaliser is beyond me, because you could see he was off the pace, and I don't blame him for that. The lad hasn't kicked the ball competitively for nearly 2 years. I don't blame him for standing in the middle of the park with nobody around him and completely watching the ball go past him, because he's clearly not match fit. It was a bad substitution by Carlo Ancelotti, and I'll say that now. Yes, it's great to see Gbamin back on the pitch. Yes, it's brilliant to see him return from injury, but let's have it right. Let's be honest with ourselves here. That's a bad substitution by Ancelotti. He should never have come on that pitch today. 5, 6, 7, even 2 or 3-0 up. Yeah, brilliant. Bring him on. If he makes a mistake, doesn't really matter. We'll probably still go on and win the game. Brilliant. No issues whatsoever. Bringing him on at 1-0, and he, let's be honest, as much as Michael Keane was at fault for stepping forward and completely watching Batshuayi walk past him, as much as Olsen come out, Jean-Philippe Gbamin's nowhere to be seen on that equaliser. And he shouldn't have come on the pitch. You're bringing him on for James Rodriguez, who has scored the only goal of the game at that point. Really, really good finish, and is the only Everton player on the pitch still that you think could do anything with. And I'll stand by that statement that if that's any other Everton player tonight on the end of that pass by Seamus Coleman, it doesn't go in. It's such a brilliant finish. You look at the angle, you look at the power on the shot, you look at the placement. It's an absolutely pinch perfect finish. A finish that deserved to win a game of football. And if it was any other player in blue, it doesn't go in. And you're taking that level of quality off and bringing on a lad who hasn't played in 2.5 years when the opposition are chasing an equaliser. He wasn't up to speed, he wasn't up to fitness, and I'm not blaming him whatsoever. He should not have come on. If Jean-Philippe Gbamin didn't come on today and we'd have won that game, no one would have complained. no one would have complained whatsoever. I said it in the preview the other day, if we're winning 4 or 5-0, brilliant, bring him on. If it's 1-0 and it's tight and it's cagey, don't bring him on, because he's not going to be fit enough to keep up with that level of pace in a game. And he wasn't today. I don't particularly blame him. He wasn't at fault solely for the goal. Don't get me wrong. I just think it was a bad substitution. And yeah, Michy Batshuayi with 3-4 minutes to go gets the equaliser, and that's it. You just knew from that point, any side that misses 45 chances in the first half doesn't deserve to go on and win a game of football. And we're talking about Europe and potential finish in Europe and potentially playing in the Europa League or the Champions League this season. It's laughable. It's laughable. You watch that first half today and you laugh and think, we don't deserve to be amongst those teams that are, challenging for the European competition. You look at Tottenham, who've had a bad season so far. They'd have been 4 or 5-0 up comfortably in the opening 25 minutes today. We couldn't finish our dinner. And yes, you can say, oh, well, it's just one game, and maybe we'll put it down to one game. And Dom and Richie have been good this season, usually finish. But how many one-on-ones has Dominic Calvert-Lewin missed this season? How many games has Richarlison had like that, where he can't finish his dinner all season? It's not good enough. It's another home game that we should have comfortably been winning that's passed us by. Have we been absolutely battered off the park like we did against Fulham and Newcastle? No, but it's arguably as if not more frustrating tonight, because we had the clear chances to win and we just didn't take them. But yeah, look, no, like I said, I can't be bothered with football anymore. I can't be bothered. I just want this season to end. Wherever we finish. Go again in the transfer window and bring in some real, quality top players that can go and win games of football. Yes, it didn't help that we were without Alan today. He had a slight knock. Obviously, the energy of Decore is again so badly missed, which we've said for the last 3 weeks. But there's no excuses today. I don't want to single-handedly put that result on certain players. I thought Sigurdsson come on and done okay. I thought Coleman played well, like I said. Thought Hammers, again, as much as he wasn't brilliant, he done what he needed to do and scored a goal. But let's be realistic here. That falls on the two forwards there. That falls on the two strikers who could have easily both had hat-tricks each today and comfortably won that game for us, and neither turned up. But there you go. That's the instant match reaction. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. If you've enjoyed the video, please do leave it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Yeah, don't forget to check out the Football News 365 app as well. First link in the description. Keeps you up to date with all your latest Everton news, scores, predictions, all of that good stuff. I want to finish, by the way, on saying a big well done to Jean-Philippe Gbamin for making us come back. I know I've just said it was the wrong substitution, but that's not his fault. I don't think he done particularly awfully. I just think his positioning was a little bit off and he wasn't at the pace which is to be expected, to be honest. But well done to him. Brilliant to see him back in an Everton shirt. Fantastic to see him come back. And yeah, hopefully he can get his fitness back up and we'll see him a lot more between now and the end of the season, because it's clear by that substitution by Ancelotti he's needed, because he was clearly needed today. So yeah, brilliant to see him back. Check out the Football News 365 app. Leave a like if you've enjoyed. Play ratings will be up shortly. And yeah, it's just another Everton performance, innit? It's not surprising, let's be honest. No one sat here surprised now. So thanks for watching. See you soon.